Howdy y'all, welcome to Nerd Studio. We're out at the range today with the CPX-2 from SCCY Industries. Stay tuned. I've been fascinated with this pistol since I read about the dude who started the company, Joe Roebuck. You know, if you go up and check out the company spiel, Joe's a tool and die maker and a mechanical design engineer. About 1998 or so, he was looking at the way the concealed carry laws were changing around the nation. And he went, man, you know, people are going to need an inexpensive pistol that they can conceal that's going to be reliable. And so he started the company he calls SCCY. Now, the company began with the name SCCY, SKKY. But, you know, if you're a vodka drinker out there, you know, there's a company called SCCY Vodka, and they got all snooty about it, and Joe had to change the name, so he replaced the K's with some C's. And so when you look at it, pronounce it SCCY, not, you know, I tried SCCY or SCCY, but it's SCCY. Anyhow, they settled into Daytona, Florida, and started cranking out the CPX 9mm, what they call the first guns. You know, this has all the makings of a great American success story, and we'll see if the pistol holds up to that. You know, minus the springs, the pistol is manufactured entirely by SCCY, so the barrel is machined directly from bar stock. The receiver is 75 T6 aircraft grade heat-treated aluminum. You know, I'm not a mechanical engineer. I don't honestly know what that stuff is, but it sounds cool. The frame is molded from Untitled polymer, which sounds like some ingredient they put in chewing gum to me. And it has recoil cushions here in they call these things recoil cushions right there in the back strap. I don't know, they kind of feel like they give a little bit, but I can't really speak to it being terribly effective. What else? It's got a fully encapsulated recoil spring, and it does have 3-dot sights. Now, the rear sight is adjustable for windage. It has, I think, a set screw. Yeah, there's a set screw down in there, and so you can move it left and right, which is nice. The front sight is pinned, and you pull the slide off and you'll look, and it does look pinned from the inside. So, the gun is hammer fired, and it is double action. Should have moved that barrel closer. Wow. It's got a trigger, boys and girls. It's basically like shooting a 10-shot revolver, double action only revolver. Whew. Okay. You get two 10-round magazines in the box, and you can. They give you a replacement base plates for the magazines, so you can get rid of the pinky rest if you want to. MSRP on the gun is $314. With the street price running about $250, $275. I got this one at Rock City Guns. They sell them for $269. When I first noticed this gun, I think it was selling for about $200. So I think that was the first revision or whatever when I first saw it. When you take the gun out of the box, you know, it feels really well made. I've done several videos on these inexpensive guns like the Canucks and the High Point Taurus. What is that? The PT-111 Millennium G2. And, you know, there were obvious shortcuts in the manufacturing process on those guns. You could see it. You pull it apart, you could see tool marks and stuff. And you could see them with the naked eye. It's not like I had a microscope or something to find them. When I first got the CPX-2, I broke it down. The machining appears very clean. The polymer grip is actually one of the best I've seen. There's no like fringe tags or tool marks in it or anything. So that was pretty impressive. And the gun feels solid. It feels like you're holding a solid piece when you pick it up. So all in all, the fit and the finish seems great. Now, normally I film these videos all in one day, but we did a lot of shooting on the day that I took this out to the range, so I thought I'd come back and really give an opinion of the whole day worth of shooting. So here's the first rounds down the range and down the range. So let's take a look at that. This gun is commonly reported to have a 9-pound trigger pull. I think that might even be in the docks. So before I took it out to the range, I ran it through the ultrasonic cleaner. It had lots of a red lubricant in there, which I could guess that might be Slip 2000 or something, but I like to strip all that stuff out and brought it back out, lubed it up again, and I put TW25B on all the trigger parts. I do that on all my guns, something Glenn Jefferson taught me to do after I screwed up a trigger in one of my guns. Anyway, after that, the trigger measured 7.5 pounds consistently for me. Now, don't get me wrong, that trigger pull is a beast, man. Still at 7.5 pounds, it's long and, you know, it's not fun, and it is stout, but 7.5 pounds and surprisingly clean. So, the recoil is about what I expected. The gun's, you know, fairly light, 15 ounces or whatever, and when you hold the barrel, you take the barrel out and you go, wow, that barrel is really light. It's a very light gun. Did I mention it's light? And so I expected the recoil to be pretty stout, and got what I expected. Now, it's hard to deny this pistol does bear a striking resemblance to the Taurus P11. And I've heard rumors about Taurus employees being, you know, defecting and going over to Sky and all that. I couldn't find any solid information on that. And you look at the two guns side by side, the original CPX design and the P11, and they look like the same guns. I even heard a few folks saying that the parts in the original CPX were largely interchangeable with the P11. I don't have those two guns to side by side to swear to that, but that's the rumor mill. With the second generation of CPX, that appears to no longer be the case. That's the story I'm getting. When I went into Rock City Guns, he had both available for me to look at, and you know, just from the fit and finish perspective and holding the gun side by side, the CPX-2 was by far felt like the better piece to buy. So I was planning to maybe get a P11 and do these things side by side, but I just didn't really see the benefit. Anyway, I'll let your imagination run on that subject, and you know, feel free to drop what you know, or you know, if you want to have a little bit of sewing circle there in the comments of the video, drop on by and let me know. Okay, so there's our first failure, and that is a failure to feed. We'll get so we can get a good look in there. Basically, that round nose bullet is sitting on the feed ramp. It looks like it got sort of hung up there. So let's just try and tap it home. All right, we're loaded. Let's keep going. I got about 300 rounds downrange on that first day, and some friends were over, shot about another 200 or so. By the end of the day, my trigger finger was cramping so bad I had to hook it on the fence and pull. I couldn't actually get it to uncramp with my own hand. I had to hang it off the fence and wait for the cramp to leave.
I'm not going to take it. And then if I do take it, I'm never going to do it.
Cramp. Got a little of that shit. So this gun is not something I'm going to go, woohoo, I'm headed to the range to shoot the CPX-2. We did continue to see rounds hang on the feed ramp, And that's somewhat concerning. Now, everybody was like, well, I got some lube in the truck, but I didn't want to do that. I want to see what this gun actually does, you know, out of the box, basically. You know, that being said, the feed ramp on this thing, and I think I got some pictures here, was as dirty as I ever see a gun get. Now, I know folks are going to say, well, polish the feed ramp, that'll fix it. And if you're going to purchase this gun for self-defense, that's something you might want to do. It might be a reasonable thing to do. I'm going to keep shooting the gun as is to see if it breaks in over time, because I think that's a more interesting test. Once I polish the feed ramp, it's no longer out of the box, and that may not be something some of you viewers are interested in doing. You want to know what that thing's going to perform like without having to do any manual intervention to make the gun work better. Bottom line so far for the CPX-2, you know, I think it's a viable self-defense gun. It's certainly not a pleasure shooting, but I think if you keep it clean, you know, you head out and you're going to use that gun to defend yourself, make sure it's clean before you leave the house. And by all means, you got to practice with this. Make sure you practice with the ammo you're going to carry. And I think if you do those things, you could do this. You could carry this gun confidently. You know, at self-defense distances, I have no doubt that I could do what needed to be done with the gun. It's just not a lot of fun to take to the range. Okay, we're going to do more videos on this gun over time. I want to try and put a lot of rounds through this one to see how it holds up. And see if it really meets up to that kind of American success story that Mr. Roebuck was determined to create. All right, folks, the CPX-2 from Sky, what is it, Sky System, Sky Defense, Sky. All right, always remember anyone can shoot. Anyone can shoot and have fun. You could even shoot this guy pistol. I just wouldn't do it all day or you're going to go, eh. We'll see you next time.